Welcome to Big Faces Worldwide. It's your boy Big Will, and I'm back. I'm back, fam, with some boxing talk. What's going on, boxing family? Listen, man, shout out to my subscribers. Shout out to those of y'all who are coming in here new. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. But check it. Today, I want to talk about WBC welterweight champion Showtime Shawn Porter. Now, it doesn't matter what you think of his style. It don't matter if you think that he comes in the ring with his spikes and strap up his chin strap and all that talk there. None of that matters. What I'm talking about is Shawn Porter's resume. Now, we're going to go to Shawn Porter's box rec. You could take a look at it right up here, man. Shawn Porter has fought everybody that there is to fight. He always fought the best available competition. He never turned no fights down, and Shawn Porter needs to be recognized for that, man. You know, with all the talk about who's the best welterweight right now, who got the best resume, who's doing this, who got the best wins and all that, Shawn Porter has fought the better competition than all of the welterweights out right now. And check it out. Shawn Porter first came on the scene where he, people start to recognize who he was when he fought undefeated Phil LaGreco. Now, Phil LaGreco at the time was undefeated. He wasn't really known like Shawn Porter, wasn't really known at the time, but Shawn Porter took on that challenge. Phil LaGreco, like I said, undefeated. You understand what I'm saying? And Shawn Porter went in there and got the unanimous decision against Phil LaGreco. He went in there and fought the veteran Julio Diaz. You know what I'm saying? He beat Julio Diaz by unanimous decision, And then his next fight was a championship fight. He finally got his shot for the IBF strap against Devin Alexander. This was a Devin Alexander before, the addiction to pain pills and for all the outside distractions. This was a prime Devin Alexander. Everybody was talking about Devin Alexander. When you mentioned the top welterweights at the time, Devin Alexander's name was in that discussion. Shawn Porter stepped up to the plate and he beat Devin Alexander, man. It was an ugly fight. You know what I mean? It was a bloody fight. You know how Shawn Porter's fight is. But Shawn Porter went in there and won a unanimous decision. And, he won the IBF welterweight title. Then next he took on Paulie Malignaggi. Now we all know Paulie Malignaggi cannot punch his way through a wet paper bag, but we know Paulie is very experienced. We know he's crafty. We know Paulie always finds a way to win. Paulie always finds a way not to get knocked out, and he always is competitive in all of his fights. You understand what I'm saying? But Shawn Porter went in there and he destroyed Paulie Malignaggi, man, and he retained his IBF strap. Now, the fight after that, after defending his title only one time, he went into a fight with a guy nobody wanted to fight. None of the other welterweights wanted to fight. Nobody else would give him a shot, but he went and fought Kell Brook. Kell Brook at the time was 32-0, man. Kell Brook was, Kell Brook is Kell Brook. You know what I'm saying? Kell Brook have all the skills, and it was an ugly fight. And Kell Brook won that fight, by a majority of decision. But the point I'm trying to make is Shawn Porter fought him. The other guys didn't want to fight him. Mayweather didn't want to fight him. I ain't going to, you know what I'm talking about. You get the picture. You know what I'm saying? Then Shawn Porter went in there and fought Eric Bonet, man. I didn't think Shawn Porter looked too good in that fight, but Shawn Porter got the victory, man. He knocked out Bonet, and then he went and fought Adrian Broner. At the time, the only loss on Adrian Broner's record was against Marcos Maidana, man. Adrian Broner was still considered one of the best fighters in the world, man. He was still mentioned when you talk about the top fighters. Adrian Broner's name was mentioned at the time. And Shawn Porter took on that challenge, man. And we all know how that fight went. He beat Adrian Broner. Now, after that fight, you see where this pattern's going. Now, after fighting Adrian Broner, he got a shot at Keith one-time Thurman, man. Now, we know how that fight went, man. It was a fight of the year in my book. Keith Thurman, Shawn Porter, back and forth action nonstop, very close, razor thin decision for Keith Thurman, but Keith Thurman won. But my point is, Shawn Porter stepped up to the plate, and Shawn Porter got in there and banged with Keith Thurman. You understand what I'm saying? And then he fought Andre Berto. You know, this is Andre Berto. He definitely was on the downside of his career, but at one point in time, Andre Berto was considered one of the best welterweights in the world, man. Shawn Porter took him on, man, and we seen what happened in that fight. Shawn Porter just totally dominated Andre Berto. And then he fought Adrian Granados, man. Adrian Granados definitely looked good in that fight. Shawn Porter broke his hand or hurt his hand sometime in that fight, and it looked like Adrian Granados might even stop Shawn Porter. But Shawn Porter found a way to dig deep with a broken hand and finish the fight. You understand what I'm saying? Adrian Granados always comes to fight. Adrian Granados gave Adrian Broner a hell of a fight, back and forth. Some people say he was robbed. You know what I mean? I was at that fight, and, you know, I think Adrian Broner definitely won that fight. And then, after Granados, he goes into a fight with Danny Garcia. Now, Danny Garcia was coming off his first L to Keith Thurman. Danny Garcia was considered, at the time, one of the best welterweights in the world, and I still think he is one of the best welterweights in the world. He lost a close decision to Keith Thurman. Shawn Porter went in there and he beat Danny Garcia. He beat him for the WBC strap, man. So what I'm trying to say to you guys is, man, Shawn Porter has fought everybody that was available to him to fight, man. Shawn Porter ain't ducking no action. There's a lot of talk right now that Shawn Porter is scared to fight Errol Spence, and I don't think that's the case. Matter of fact, I know that's not the case. You got to look at it like this, man. Shawn Porter has stated many times, man, that he has waited his whole life to win that green belt, that WBC championship, man. And he wants to enjoy it for a little while. Not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong, but these are facts, people. He knows that if he fights Errol Spence right now, there's a possibility that he may lose that fight. You know what I mean? Think back to Kell Brook. When he won the IBF strap off of Devin Alexander, he only defended that belt one time against Paulo Malignaggi, and he lost that title that fast. You understand what I'm saying? He don't want to make that same mistake with Errol Spence. He want to enjoy some time being world champion. Like I said, I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying it's wrong, but that's the way he's looking at this thing. And for those of you who think that he's scared of Errol Spence, man, I think you're crazy, man. Shawn Porter has proved time and time again that he comes to fight, man. And he knows that the fight with Errol Spence is not a guaranteed win. No fight is guaranteed, but he knows that he could possibly lose that fight with Errol Spence, man, and he just don't want to lose his fight. He don't want to lose his title, you know what I mean, that quick, man. Like the mistake he made after winning the title against Devin Alexander, man. Shawn Porter always comes to fight, man. This is just food for thought, man. This is something to think about when we're talking about who got the best resume at welterweight and who's beating who, and, you know, even in defeat, even in his losses to Keith Thurman and Kell Brook, Shawn Porter could say that he was in with those guys. He was in with the top welterweights at the time, and he gave all of them a run for their money. You can't look in a fight, you know, in any of those losses that Shawn Porter has and say that he was dominated. Shawn Porter does not get dominated in the fight. Shawn Porter is always in a fight. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm very much looking forward to Errol Spence Jr. versus Shawn Porter. I just don't think it's going to happen right now. You know what I mean? And I think, you know, we all seen the video with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. And, you know, Errol Spence mentioned that, you know, fighting Shawn Porter was the easy road. I'm sure that Showtime Shawn Porter is looking at that and using that as motivation. And, you know, that's why he's being more vocal, saying that he wants to fight Errol Spence, man. But, you know, that's what his heart is telling him. You know what I mean? But he's thinking about the business side, man. He remembers back. He remember how Kell Brook took his title after only one defense, and he doesn't want that to happen again. So that's what I believe is the delay in the fight with him and Errol Spence, man. But I do think it's going to happen. I do think it will happen sometime next year. And we all just got to wait and see, you know what I mean? But this is Big Will for Big Faces Worldwide. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, like and share this video. And if you don't like the video, hit the dislike button, but make sure you hit it twice.